How has the local church audience affected the way you perform in concerts?
I believe the way they have affected us the most is that our hearts are so ministry oriented that we're not conditioned to programs. A few years ago, I was praying before one of our services, and before I knew what I said, Father, take away our program, take away our ability to manipulate people with our music. And Reba looked at me and said, I don't know if you should pray that, because we had always found safety in manipulating people by their emotions. Well, today we're not. It's not that our music doesn't touch their emotions, but that's not our reason for ministering. Our reason for ministering is to touch the spirits of the people, because we found out when you touch their spirit, you change their life. God can use you to speak a real word into their life. And when people come to see us today, I believe the majority of those people who have become our followers in the last few years know to expect whatever God has planned. If God's celebrating and if it's party time in the throne room, then Donnie and Reba's going to party. If it's a sobering time, if it's a time when God is saying, listen, it may be very quiet. It may be a very sobering evening. But I believe people who know us know that our greatest desire is to follow the leading of the Holy Spirit. And whatever the Holy Spirit wants us to do and minister, that's what we're going to do.
Well, I think Donnie said it so well, but the one thing that we've seen is to be incredibly flexible. And, there's an excitement. How many times have we been walking up the steps to a stage or to a platform, and I look at Donnie and whisper, what are we starting with? And he says, I have no idea. In some ways, that's not being unprepared, because we are prepared, but there's an excitement. It's almost like you're going up this roller coaster, and you're in that car, and you're going up to and climbing the very top of this hill. And when we walk on a stage, it's almost like I'm going over that first hill, and you know how that feeling when the bottom falls out and your stomach's in your mouth. There's that expectancy. There's that, wow, I don't know what's going to happen, but isn't this a kick? And that's what keeps it fresh. I don't know what's going to happen, and isn't that wonderful? So it's fresh and it's new for us, not just for the people, but for us. Every night is so different, and that keeps it. There's a thing in us that we don't know what's going to happen. It's not a program. It's not sing 2 songs and stand in a word of prayer. Anything can happen, and what's exciting, anything does happen. We see people heal. We see homes mended. We see people saved. We also see the broken just healed and wounded. We see people that were ready to give up to say, hey, I'm not giving up, I'm going on. And just sometimes people just get a giggle. Sometimes all you need is just a little joy stirred up. Whatever you need. I'm not going to put the Lord in a box and say, hey, you got to do it this way. I've learned he'll just jump right out of that thing. So we're just going to let him do what he wants to do, and we're willing and obedient. And you know what? We all end up having a better time.